Good evening. You are now connected with Fly with Tulip, the service from Colombo to Kathmandu. Right now it is about to begin, and my aircraft is, preparing for the departure. But today we are going to depart from this special gate. This is Bravo 15. If you remember, most of the time we departing from here uh, or here. I think probably this B10. I think round B14 is where we are starting mostly. That is ideally the final gate. But today I decided to start from here. Now you can see my push card also connected. That means we are getting ready for the departure. Hopefully you can see everything that we are getting ready for the departure. So give me a few moments, I'll be back with you. Probably with more information. Please allow us some time to prepare other configuration of the aircraft and do the verifications. Once the verifications done, we will start our pushback. Allow us like 1 to few minutes. We can make sure. And right now we are preparing for the departure. We are we are doing the performance verification. So first of all, I think you can see the things happening here. You can also fly my aircraft, watch my aircraft live from VATSIM. Go to vatsim-radar.com, and over there you can type the flight number. Today flight number is ALK 181. ALK 181 is my flight number in VATSIM. You can watch live. Uh, More or less, I will also start to broadcast this information over my stream as well. Today we don't have much of the time. Today is a weekday. That means we have to go quickly for the activities. Before that, I think there are some I think ATC is over there. Let's find it out. I think in ATC we have Sampath Priyadarshana. I think we'll have to go through the process again because I never expected the ATC here, but now we have ATC. I hope everything is getting ready right now. For a moment, we'll have to remove the push cart. That is the first thing we are going to do because we'll be working with ATC from this moment onwards to make sure our flight is properly departed from Colombo Bandaranaike International Airport.
SriLankan 321. SriLankan 321, go ahead. SriLankan 321, tower reported bird activities on finals runway 22. Proceed to right orbit. Report to 10 ready. Last was not clear. Could you please repeat? SriLankan 321. SriLankan 321, how do you read me? Yeah, read you. Good. Go ahead. SriLankan 321, Tower reported the bird activities on final runway 22. Proceed to right orbit. Report and ready. Proceed to right orbit. Report and ready. SriLankan 321. Ready for deviation, SriLankan 321. SriLankan 321, initiate first right orbit. Taking right orbit, SriLankan 321. SriLankan 321, maintain 4,000 feet, route exceed speed 240 knots. Maintaining 4,000, SriLankan 321. SriLankan 321, maintain 3,000, crescent 4,000 feet. 2,000 feet, SriLankan 321. Negative, SriLankan 321, maintain 4,000 feet. I repeat, 4,000 feet. 4,000 feet, SriLankan 321. SriLankan 321, do not exceed the speed 240 knots. I repeat, do not exceed your speed. What's the speed restriction again, SriLankan 321? SriLankan 321, maintain 240 knots. 240, SriLankan 321. SriLankan 321, do not exceed 240 knots. Wilco, do not exceed 240, SriLankan 321. SriLankan 321, report when completed. First orbit. Report when completed, SriLankan 321.
Colombo, Center SriLankan 181 with you.
SriLankan 181, iPhone Colombo control, definitely 4x5.
IBON requesting IFR clearance to Kathmandu as filed.
Roger, SriLankan 181, clear destination Kathmandu via ATETA 1 Delta departure out of runway 22. Initial climb flight level 140, expecting flight level 390. Request level changes en route, Cock 7326.
Clear to Kathmandu via departure ATETA 1 Delta runway 22. Initial climb flight level 140 and the final climb altitude, cruising altitude would be flight level 390. Cock 7323, SriLankan 181.
SriLankan 181, reback is correct, reported ready for position start.
Roger, we'll call you when ready, SriLankan 181. Okay, now we have got the clearance actually.
SriLankan 321 completed holding. Negative, SriLankan 321, you are commencing orbit. Main proceed, second orbit, right and approved. Right and approved the second orbit, SriLankan 321.
Hi Amicraft, how are you? And right now we are configuring our other configuration. We have given with little bit of additional configuration by Sampath Priyadarshana.
SriLankan 321 requesting lower altitude. SriLankan 321 descend 3000 feet. Descending 3000, SriLankan 321.
And the flight level is given flight level 140, expecting 390, squawk 727323, That is also correct. Runway 22 is checked. ATETA 1 Delta is checked. Callsign SriLankan 181 is checked and ready. Let's go through the checklist. I haven't go through any checklist yet. Gear pins and covers removed and verified and stored. Fuel checked. Quantity available. Seat belts on. ADIRS already set to now. Barrow reference 1010. First checklist is completed before start checklist. Parking brake set. Take off.
SriLankan be advised terrain warnings. You should be
windows closed.
Here at about
Beacon
4,000 feet.
Right now, I'm not setting the beacon on for now.
SriLankan 321, you just cleared me for 3,000. Yeah, SriLankan 321, I cleared you 3,000 feet, but be advised for terrain warnings. You should be above at 4,000 feet.
And you can see there are a little bit of...
Rico 4,000 feet, SriLankan 321.
I think another aircraft, Colombo 321, I think maybe one of our guy.
SriLankan 321, confirm complete your orbit. Confirm completing orbit, SriLankan 321. Okay, SriLankan 321, release from orbit, maintain heading 040. Maintaining heading 040, SriLankan 321.
I think someone is going a speed space. I think maybe a space journey. I don't know. Why is it like? I don't know what is.
Confirm back.
I think he's performing a circuit over there. I think he is on orbit. His name is, I would say, Samir Vikramarachi.
Samira Vikramarachi.
Yeah, that is correct. That is his name.
SriLankan 321. The right heading 130.
He is definitely kind of aviation professional, it seems. Okay, all good.
SriLankan 321. Go ahead. SriLankan 321, right heading 130. Right heading 130, SriLankan 321. Harwan. Yeah. SriLankan 321 off mic. SriLankan 321 off mic. Arago banne pa. SriLankan 321 hot mic. How do you rate now, SriLankan 321? 455, please be advised, be a hot mic.
Colombo Center, SriLankan 181, requesting pushback and engine start.
SriLankan 181, Colombo ground is online now. You can contact me via.
Roger, Colombo Center, thank you. We'll contact ground on 121.9, SriLankan 181.
Copy, see you later.
Colombo ground, good evening. SriLankan 181 with you.
Ground say call sign only.
SriLankan 181 with you, Colombo ground.
SriLankan 181 Colombo ground, very good evening, pass your message.
Requesting pushback and engine start.
SriLankan 181 set Coke 7321 mode Charlie please.
Roger, 7 Squawk 7321 SriLankan 181. Sri Lankan Colombo ground, can you confirm SCOC 7321?
Sri Lankan 181 affirm, push and start, approved, stand, Bravo 15, QNH, standby.
Roger. Okay, we are waiting for other messages right now.
Sri Lankan 181, push and start, approved, stand, Bravo 15, QNH 1010.
Push and start approved, stand Bravo 15, QNH 1010, Sri Lankan 181. Righto, now we got the clearance for the pushback. Right now we are verifying several things. One is NTI checked, ECAM status, no blue for now. Oops, I don't need this level right now. Beacon on. Yep, that's it. And let's quickly call the tug. Right now tug is attaching, and once attached, once we have a visual confirmation on this, right now we can remove. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your pilot speaking. Welcome on board flight UL181 to Kathmandu service. For your safety, we ask that you direct your attention to cabin crew, who will now demonstrate safety features of Airbus A330-300. Each seat is provided with a seat belt to fasten. Insert metal fitting into the buckle until it clicks to tighten. Pull the loose strap to release. Simply lift off the top of the buckle. We recommend keeping your seatbelt securely fastened throughout the flight. Even if the fasten seatbelt sign off, as we may experience expected turbulence. Please locate the safety information card that in the seat pocket in front of you. It outlines the safety features of this specific aircraft, including the location of the emergency exits. There are multiple exits on this aircraft, clearly marked with exit signs. Please take a moment now to locate your exit nearest to you.
Ground good day, Turkish 4512.
Keeping in mind the nearest exit may be behind you. This non-smoking flight, smoking included using e-cigarettes, vapes, is prohibited at all times. Tampering with disabling, destroying a smoke detectors in the laboratories is strictly prohibited by law. Please ensure your portable electronic devices are set to airplane mode for the duration of the flight. Thank you very much for flying with us, SriLankan Airlines. And we are slowly pushing it back. With all the readiness we have, we can turn on the APU bleed, but we are not starting the engine yet. We will wait until set off on the line.
Turkish 4512 Colombo ground.
I think another Turkish flight also getting ready for the departure.
Turkish 4512 Colombo ground. Very good evening. You are clear to destination as filed. We are Demon 1 Delta departure out of runway 22. Climb initial flight level 140. Scope 7347.
Clear to Victor Oscar Charlie Lima via runway 22, via Demo 1 Delta departure. And squawk 7347, Turkish 451.
Turkish 4512,
You
and
can
climb
see
initial
the
flight
other
level
Turkish
140.
airlines over here.
Climb initially flight level 140, Turkish 4512.
Turkish 4512 readback is correct, and information Charlie is in current QNH 1011. Report when ready to push.
Information Charlie inactive, QNH 1011. Will report when we are ready to push. Thank you, Turkish 451.
And today is a very special day. I think we have Colombo ground also. Most of the time when we come, since we are connecting with the very specific times, whenever we are flying, we don't get all the ATC services in Colombo. But today is a fascinating day. We have ATC with us, and our flight
SriLankan
configuration.
181 Colombo ground.
Go ahead, Sri Lankan 181.
SriLankan 181 same for user information Charlie is in current QNH 1011.
Information Charlie is current and QNH 1011 Sri Lankan 181. Okay, now the information 1011 is the current QNH. That means the ATC has changed a little bit. Anyway, today I did a manual briefing to my passengers. I'll increase the speed of the pushback a little bit. And let's wait for a moment until we settle in. And at the same time,
Turkish 451 to red to push and start.
Turkish 4512 sets squawk 7347 mode Charlie please.
Squawk 7347 and the mode Charlie 3471 12. 4512, correct.
Turkish 4512 stand Alpha 6 push and start approved QNH 1011.
Push and start approved QNH 1011, Turkish 4512.
and we are now pushing back. We just wanted to make sure, our turn, it has to be super perfect, otherwise we will not in the line. I think we will have to turn further and further away. I think we are settling in a little bit early, so let's wait a little. Yep, we are settling in. Parking brake check. The starting engine number 2. Sorry, starting engine number 1.
Turkish 451 to ready taxi.
Turkish 451 to taxi to holding point Alpha, runway 22 via Papa.
Taxi via Papa, hold roads on Alpha runway 22. Turkish 451.
Starting engine number 2. Picking up. At the same time, let's configure the flaps to take off position. Roger. And also we need to make sure control check.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
It is good enough for now. So brake max. All good for now. Ground. Okay, I think there is an issue. Ground SriLankan 181 ready to taxi.
First Turkish 4512 contact Colombo Center on 124.9. Have a safe flight and a good night. Bye bye.
Contact 124.9. Greetings from Turkey, Turkish 4512.
See ya. Break SriLankan 181. Taxi to holding point Alpha, runway 22 via Papa.
Taxi to holding point runway 22 via holding point Alpha runway 22 via Papa SriLankan 181. Okay, now we can taxi. Takeoff config check. And now we are taxiing to runway 22.
SriLankan 181, hold position.
Hold position, SriLankan 181.
Colombo ground, SriLankan 321 with you at intersection Charlie.
SriLankan 321, Colombo ground, very good evening, welcome back to Colombo. Taxi to stand Alpha 4 via Papa.
Taxi to stand Alpha 4, is there any possibility that I can get Alpha 7, SriLankan 321?
SriLankan 321, no problem. Taxi to stand Alpha 7 via Papa.
Alpha 7 via Papa, SriLankan 321. Like
SriLankan 181, continue taxi to holding point Alpha runway 22 via Papa, and caution of the company traffic in on your left side, correction, right side.
Roger, taxi to holding point 22 via Papa. Identified the traffic and will taxi on the runway after the following. Roger, will taxi to holding point runway 22 via Papa. Identified the traffic, SriLankan 181. I think it might be the same Tiran.
SriLankan 327 at Alpha 4.
Obela,
SriLankan 321 at Alpha 7 at on Chalks.
Colombo ground, SriLankan 321, do it.
SriLankan 321, pass the message.
SriLankan 321 at Alpha 7 on Chalks.
SriLankan 321, roger.
Thank you very much for your services, Ivan.
SriLankan 321, thanks for flying, good night, bye bye.
Bye bye, SriLankan 321.
and right now we are taxiing to runway 22, and today luckily we have ATC. I never thought today we have ATC. Anyway, this is good.
Sri Lankan 181, contact now Colombo control on 124.9. Have a safe flight. Bye bye.
Contact Colombo control on 124.9. Thank you very much, ground. Colombo Center, Sri Lankan 181 with you.
SriLankan 181, Colombo control, good evening. Confirm departure.
Say again, Sri Lankan 181.
SriLankan 181, confirm full ready for departure.
ATETA 1 Delta, Sri Lankan 181.
Now I'm asking, are you ready to departure?
Roger, ready to departure in 30 seconds, Sri Lankan 181.
Copy SriLankan 185, line up runway 22, report and ready.
Line up runway 22 and will report when ready, Sri Lankan 181.
Turkish 451.
Go ahead, Turkish 451.
Turkish 4512, reclear direct.c.
Direct.c, Turkish 4512.
And we are getting ready for the departure. Colombo Center, Sri Lankan 181, ready to departure.
SriLankan 181, please take off runway 22, surface wind 220 degrees, 9 knots, reported passing 2000 feet.
Clear to take off and we'll report when passing 2000 feet, Sri Lankan 181. Takeoff config. Takeoff runway 22, TGAS, check and set packs 1 and 2 as required is turned on. So we need to notify when you are passing takeoff config check. Cabin crew be seated for takeoff. SriLankan 181 passing 2000 feet.
SriLankan 181 identified the gun to climb at level 390 and restricted proceed direct ATETA.
Climb to flight level 390, proceed direct ATETA, SriLankan 181. I think our weight has a problem. And now you can see the ground of Colombo over here. You can see all the road system available in the country, and also you can see a thick cloud layer above the surface that we are flying on. We are flying over flight level 660. I think most probably we are going through the country. We cannot exactly say that yet, but you can see this road system and everything up to that location, and today we have Tiran Indula, one of our pilots controlling the Colombo ground. We need to send our regards to them. I forgot to turn off a few things during the departure. Right now I am completing those. I think all good. Our flight is stable now, and we can turn off these lights and watch for the surroundings. You can see over here we are passing one of the city, and our flight is very stable right now. And now we are
Turkish 4512 requesting frequency change.
Turkish 4512 frequency change Unicom Mars, have a nice night, bye bye.
Changing Unicom, have a good day, bye bye, Turkish 4512.
SriLankan 181.
181, go ahead, Street.
SriLankan 181, reclear direct SAGOR.
Clear direct SAGOR SriLankan 181.
And SriLankan 181, I'm going offline now. You can change your frequency Unicom on this Bandaranaike flight. I go on, and good night.
Thank you very much, Colombo Center. Appreciate your ATC. And have a very good night, SriLankan 181. Okay, now I think the ATC went off. I think they waited for me. Hi, Blue Fight. No, this is crossing head-bridge simulation, I think. And Fly Bongo. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and connects. Great. Connects keep that momentum going on and start, using Microsoft Flight Simulator more and more. And I hope you have joined with our team group as well. And if I want to recall two names. One is Colombo Center. I must thank both of them, Colombo Center and Colombo Ground. Sampath and Tiran providing ATC services on the way. Really appreciate their service on the go. And today, great and connects whenever you are starting with VATSIM. Just register with SriLankan Virtual Airlines. That is a good way for you to start your journey. Definitely it is going to reward you by ranking yourself up in the game. Definitely this is going to be a good thing for us as a flight simmers. I think many, right now the ground is there. I think ground in a while will be closing. Maybe there are few flights starting from Colombo. Maybe not. Based on my understanding, there is no flights. Look at these guys. Right now we are going across Jaffna and also through Varanasi, Visakhapatnam. Where we are joining to India is through Visakhapatnam. Visakhapatnam is the place where we are going to go to, join to India, and from there we don't have much of a distance. And we have seen another aircraft circuiting around the area. Right now we are 30 nautical miles away from Colombo, and we have 1243 nautical miles from Kathmandu. That is the journey. In a moment we will be looking into our gauge. Where are we? Suji Kumar. You are too poor to purchase Microsoft Flight Simulator, can I use GeoFS instead? Yes, you can use GeoFS, but my recommendation, always stick to something. If you have a PC or laptop or anything, I recommend you to go to explain. If you are willing to fly, and if you show us something, I also have explain license. I can share it with you, but only if you prove it to me that you are interested in aviation. So that I can do. I can share a license that I have bought. Please share it. Then once you have the great potential, yes, we can help you out with licenses as well as needed. But you have to show great potential, otherwise what you have invested should go into someone who is willing to fly. That is the purpose, nothing else. You know, this is the Colombo sky today. You can see from this end. I think we can visually see this is surroundings like this. This is really great, guys. Over here on my left side it is almost the sea, but on the right side we can see the ground in Colombo. Look at this. This is the back of the airplane, and some of the lights still not out. We need to go back to the cockpit. We don't have any other way. If we it is almost night, you cannot see anything because of that until the journey. In order to enjoy the journey, let's modify the time a little bit just to see the surroundings. You can see we are slowly passing. It's superficially important to check the you know, how the passengers are feeling. Right now, look at this. When it comes to the air and the pressure, air pressure, that is 7.3 psi, and also cabin altitude is 300 feet per minute, and cabin vertical speed, cabin altitude 3,900 feet. And when it comes to our forward after cockpit, is little bit low temperature today. Apart from that, we are good over here. And when it comes to the climbing, right now we are at flight level 250. After this level is surpassed, we can just look at to increase the speed. Right now also I'm trying to increase the speed a little bit, because we also need to save time when we are cruising. There is no real point of spending that time without any productive thing. Right now you can see the ground, a very clear ground over here, and this is the sea on my left hand side. The right hand side we have the ground. So this is a very particular location. You can see we are cruising, we are little by little close into the cruising, and also we can turn off the cabin lights, and also seat belts also are okay. We have one step, now everything turned off, and we can go in this particular speed. Now it is up to us to enjoy the breathtaking views with SriLankan Airlines going to Kathmandu. You can see my aircraft over here. It's a very lengthy aircraft, and when it comes to the pushback, most of the time I push back and then I configure the aircraft according to my requirements. Still, I think I have forgotten to turn off my lightings. I think there is a quality related issue in today's flight. We cannot stop it, at least for now. And today's flight particularly we are looking to land in Kathmandu. If the time permits, we can also go to some other places. And right now we are just cruising out. And we have Mena. We are going on top of Mena. Look at this. This is Mena, Sri Lanka. You can see that particular road available throughout this, and beyond this is India. Look at this, India to Sri Lanka. We have this. I think this is what we call as Rameshwaram. I think in Rameshwaram, you know, where is Dhanushkodi? From Dhanushkodi from other side, Talaimenar. So if you remember, like there is a ferry service that is going to start from Talaimenar to this place. So this is exactly where we are flying on top of. I think in the far end you can see the ground of India. And the cruise in flight level, we have to reset our QNH. Now this is a journey of 3-4 hours. And this is not a simple journey. We are going to Kathmandu. Kathmandu is a very important location for us. That is why we prefer to fly Kathmandu. And today with this you can see right now we are passing Jaffna. You can see the Jaffna ground over here and some islands that you see, kites and other islands over there. And then we have the Jaffna main island or the peninsula of Jaffna. And we have Elephant Falls and the exact location where the sea is segregating our land. That is also you can see over here. And within almost 15 minutes or so, now we are in Jaffna. And this is the very much of that beautiful sun that you are seeing right now over our window. We might have very less ATC compared to any other day. What do you think, like when it comes to these kind of flight, would you like to see the sunset or is it something else? So we have about 3 hours of journey. It is nothing small. We have to go one by one and complete this journey. And that is the exact reason why I am flying. Enjoy the journey for next few hours until we land. Look at the size of aircraft. This is a wide body, wide and narrow body aircraft. And we lift up the nose a little bit to ensure that we are climbing up to the sky without any issues. Okay, enjoy the rest of the views, and we'll connect you time to time, and you can wait or you can leave, then come back on the landing. Our landing is Kathmandu International Airport. It is not a simple place. It's a place that you can, get hidden in, and I think and I recommend for you to fly on that. Right now we are coming on the Indian Peninsula, and then we are moving further. Right now we are passing this particular location. What is this location we are going to pass? That is Vedaranyam is the place that we are passing on, and then we will coming into Varanasi in few hours. So this is a journey that we are taking from the perspective of the passengers. So when it comes to our passengers are going to be landed in Kathmandu International Airport, Nepal. And today flight is a little bit challenging fairly, because we are going to take that on the other side, the far end side of the India. That means we have almost a few nautical miles to go. Right now it is only 170 nautical miles, but that is not the real place that we are going. We have to go a little bit further and further. So this is going to be an awesome flight, but you have to be patient and wait in the stream, and make sure you are in the stream, then you can experience the breathtaking views in Kathmandu. So let me know, what do you think? Have you ever taken a flight to Kathmandu? That is a place I ever want to go to. So the main reason why I love Kathmandu is nothing but that is my place. That is where I would like to be, and that is the reason I will be there. And right over here, I'm making sure you have all the tools to enjoy this view. That is what right now I am planning to do. And I need to tell you some information on the way. In a while you will pass the Chennai. Chennai is an area in India which is very closer to Colombo. But from Chennai you also have to go all the way into Kathmandu. That is a long journey for sure. It is not like you are going to somewhere very specific. You are going very far in the region of India from Sri Lanka. Over here we have Kathmandu, and also we have Ladakh on the same border, sharing the same border with India, but Ladakh is a little bit distant for us. And if we go into Kathmandu, from Kathmandu we can also go to the Paro. Paro is also a location that we will love to go, and maybe after this flight we will be headed to Paro. Paro is an amazing place, but I have never landed my aircraft A330 into Paro, and I think that is where I can make sure I am making the great landing over there. That is That is my only expectation in Kathmandu for sure. When it comes to the air traffic ATC, we don't have much of the ATC today. That is a disadvantage for sure. Today my flight is UL181 SriLankan 181 is my flight. It's a slow but steady flight for sure. And I'm just checking right now we are almost 17% ahead. Right now our flight goes to Kathmandu International Airport. This is a very nice airport and it's a challenging airport also. In some ways, for example, you need to do a proper of RNAV during landing most of the time, since the height is a bit high. That is the reason why
SriLankan Airlines
we require this much of
UL181
effort
Colombo
in
to
order
Kathmandu
to
get this landed.
Airbus A330-300. Join me for a full flight simulation experience on VATSIM as we pilot the SriLankan Airlines
we will be
Airbus
having a small and
A330-300
large
from
screen.
Colombo Bandaranaike International Airport to Kathmandu Tribhuvan International Airport. Flight Details. Flight Number. UL181 Callsign. ALC 181 Aircraft. Airbus A330-300 Departure.
I
Colombo.
hope you enjoy these breathtaking views throughout the flight. Yep. Right now you can see the coast of India on my left hand side. I will make sure having a good view, kind of daytime view, to make sure you are seeing. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the flight deck, Captain speaking. We just reached cruise altitude for the flight, and to get us settled in, I do want to remind you to please keep your feet elbows square from the aisle as the flight attendants will be coming through the cabin with galley cards shortly. Also, one more reminder to please refrain from congregating with the front galley with flight deck doors located. Thank you.
slowly arriving at the top of descent. We will have a little bit of destination to line up with this particular destination, but if you look at the destination itself, we still have a little bit time to go. And right now there are parked aircrafts. RNA 38 is parked, and we are the only one right now arriving at Kathmandu. You can see it on the overhead new window. Whatever the aircraft comes in before me, it will come over here, but it looks like there is no any such airlines that is coming over here. Only thing is RNA 38 might depart in a while. That is the only news available for so far. And comparing all the challenges, actually we have to define how we are going to approach Kathmandu International Airport. So Kathmandu is a little bit challenging today. There are few reasons. One is due to the visibility. Today visibility is low. Also we have to heavily depend on our avionics system, and we don't have, as far as I understand, we don't have any ILS on. That frequency I'll just cross-checking with the charts. At Tribhuvan International Airport, Kathmandu, there is no ILS. That means there is no instrumental landing system for runway 20 because surrounding mountainous terrace, Kathmandu's RNP required navigation performance AR. Okay, so that is how it is. And let's check the A330-900 is approved. It is a fully certified aircraft for Kathmandu. We are expecting runway 20. Let's check the wind components. Right now we have different wind components per se, but we don't have any information in the destination so far. Let's wait a little time. We don't have any metadata right now. And when it comes to fuel is important, because that is marked based on the fuel availability. Now we can clearly say where is our top of descent and where we are going to land. We have good temperature in the cabin and the air pressure is 8 psi right now. Cabin altitude is at 8,000 feet. I thought this will take a little bit of time, but based on the current status, we are doing great over there. And our ground speed about 495 nautical miles. fact, only one aircraft present in the premises in the vicinity of Kathmandu. And only one arriving. I think another aircraft also planning to depart. I think Sky 345. I think if there is anything, it will be appeared, but it doesn't show up for some reason. It is not visible, but that means like apart from my aircraft, only a few available. Let's look at my aircraft. We have 301 nautical miles for the destination. That is about 36 it's about 36 minutes. This is a wide body aircraft. Cruise speed is 470 knots. Cruise altitude is 39,000 feet. It is now heavily pointed to our destination. I think you can see the screen as well. I think we have the thrust indication. Look at this. When it comes to our altitude, the minimum altitude we should maintain around that point is around flight level, few hundreds of flight level. Then we will reduce the altitude with the approach, and then at the final we might need to take over the control, and slowly we need to reduce. That is our plan as well, and meantime we need to check and confirm have we done the performance related configuration. So I checked that it came like 4,560 something, but on that 4,600 feet. On that I increased further 200 feet. My minimum for today's flight is 200 feet. In case I cannot safely go into the ground, then I will decide what to do at that point. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. I'd like to provide with you an update on our progress as we begin our descent to Kathmandu in maybe 15 minutes. We are currently passing through our top of descent point, and we have a few waypoints before that. I have begun our we will be beginning our approach into Tribhuvan International Airport in a while. The weather in Kathmandu is currently 25 degrees Celsius with a few clouds in the area. We will be expecting a smooth arrival. We anticipate touching down approximately in 30 to 35 minutes. At this time, I'd like to ask cabin crew to begin preparing the cabin for arrival. For your safety, I'd like to remind all passengers to ensure your seat belts are securely fastened and that your seat bags and tray tables are full in upright position. Please ensure all carry-on items are properly stored for landing. We enjoyed having you on board with us today and hope you had a pleasant flight. We look forward to see you again. Thank you, sir. Thank you, and we'll connect you out just after the landing. When it comes to Kathmandu, it is very terrainous area. That means we need to be, taking whatever precautions whenever we are approaching. But when you're landing, if you look at, if you are in a mountainous area, helicopters and everything start to turn and turn again and again and reduce the altitude. That is exactly same what we are going to do. This is usual process in Kathmandu, and we will begin our process in a few moments. As right now we have not initiated our descent, but we will start our descent as soon as possible. We are ready with all the required things with us. We have few moments also to start our descent. We just tracking up right now. We have come up to the 240 line. That means you can now see the top of descent very clearly. Look at these clouds. Still we have little bit of scattered but dense cloud over there. as a VOR. Right now we are going out from that particular VOR. No, still we are going in. So that if we are going out, the distance will increase. You can see our heading is 7 degrees. That means we are leaning towards the north, or maybe one moment over here. Yes, we are leaning towards north. Yes, now we can see the runway again in the PFD, and also I think we can see the RNA 38 is cleared to increase 1 alpha, runway 20, scope 200. but I cannot see the frequency. But let's see whether we have the required ATC in the destination. It looks like it is not. Let's check whether what is the frequency that he has tuned in. Right now, no ATC is there, but he is talking about ATC. Okay, right now we are getting prepared for the arrival. We can see the runway in distance. We have about 120 nautical miles. That is the circle we are in. And in any moment this is coming closer at around 80. Right now we are also coming closer to the top of descent. That means we can descend down to runway in a moment, and we are getting ready for that. And as you know, this is kind of we are getting prepared, and only one person is there in the runway, RNA38. You can see it on the my short screen that is visible for you. And apart from that, I don't have that in the main window. I removed it, but I can make it available over here. Okay, I think now you can see it on the both screens. Now we are transiting over segments, and at the same time you can see the clouds are getting look at this glass right now. It is kind of heated over there. I think that same characteristics over there as well. This is not good actually. We need to make sure probe window heat on, and in the moment this will be dissolved. In the window itself there is some sort of icy this thing is there, but it will definitely going away in a while as we turn on the probe and window heats on. Yeah, we just right now we are working upon on the top of descent. We can check from how long from top of descent we should start the descent from. From here I also need to check my fuel. Right now we have 19,000 kilograms of fuel. That is totally fine, and it is under our generally acceptable criteria. Look at this. Now over here we have everything ready for this, but I need to do one thing over here. Right now we have 122 nautical miles. So that is when we start our descent. Right now we have passed the top of descent. We should start the descent immediately, and we should at least come down to flight level 190. But initially let's descend a little bit and get that I think it is better. Let's descend with this frequency, and our initial descent would be, we can check it from here. We can just cross check. We are coming at Maury, flight level 294.
If you are up, once you return to your seat, we ask that you remain seated until your aircraft arrives safely at the gate. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for landing.
Yep. Oh, thank you very much for your suggestion. Definitely I'll do that. Okay, how about now? Is it better than earlier? So I'm bringing this little bit earlier because I don't want to bring it down to the full flight level 200 right now. So maybe I'm keeping it around flight level 230, and we can also make it like a descent and do it, but I prefer to do this way. Back in Colombo we started. Right now we are descending to Kathmandu. Great, thank you. What is your name? Please put it down in the comment or VATSIM. I think this is how we should connect altogether different countries, different borders, and then eventually we get to know. Now what will happen is we have critical stop over here, that is after BIPOB. I think we are getting one after BIPOB we are getting on Ratan, at least we should be at 211. Let's focus on this particular part. I think we should come up at flight level 211. So let's be prepared for that. At least let's descend the flight down to flight level 290, and let's increase our descent rates to be merged with the required things. Okay. Now over here 448, 446, 187, and in 180. I think here that comes with kind of too much of deceleration. This is not going to work anyway. That means we should be at least at around flight level 150 in coming moments, but we shouldn't over descend as well. Most of the time I do that. As a result, it will be getting delayed. And right now we are coming to a rate of minus 3200. You can see the rate of descent. I think now the glasses windows are clear. We have turned on the window heat and everything looks fine over here. Now this is the first time we are coming to Kathmandu with this aircraft. Earlier we are coming with A330-300 Neo. That is a different experience than that is definitely. That is totally different experience. And because of that we need to make sure we are descending at 450. We should be at 207 according to this, but we will descend it down a little bit, I think by 4th arc. Yep. Now the descent rates are syncing up a little bit. Decelerate over here, 421, 419, and here we need to keep the 3-degree glide slope. So still we are a bit high. Let's go down to 4200, otherwise we'll have to keep our aircraft on hold for a moment. Still we are at flight level 250. Let's increase this descent rate. Actually we will have to reduce the speed with the care with this level of descent, otherwise we cannot come. And also our target is flight level 1000 when it is around halfway. It is coming real fast. At Ratan, I might be required to be on hold. To make sure at least the altitude is reduced up to the level required. But let's see how it goes. Yeah, I will apply a little bit of speed brakes and reduce the speed quickly down to a manageable level. Let's bringing it down to 240. I think we should wait and hold on Ratan. Okay, we have Ratan over here. Let's hold it. Okay, right now we are holding on Ratan. Now you can see we are holding over here. Okay, I think let's be at 12,000 and reduce the speed. Let's look at for terrains. Right now I don't see any. I think there is one or more terrain. It looks like my flight got stopped. Oops, I think flight got stuck. Oh, great. Nice. Now we are managing speed over here. And let's check whether we have enough altitude to burn when it comes to the 790. Okay, 4,630. Let's reduce another 500 feet, maybe 1,000 feet. Yep. Right now we are at KT 450. Okay, now we can see we are leveling up at flight level 110, and based on that, right now we are leveling up little bit higher still. We are further bringing this down by maybe let's keep it up to 10,500. Yep. Now you can see the ground of Kathmandu area. So when it comes to that, let's realize what is the exact, final. We are going to be expected at. You can see now 4,600, and then we are coming to 4,540, 4,450. That means we are good enough over there. And let's direct our flight to KT 450. And we can make sure we are up to the speed. When it comes to 450, we should be at 8,000. Now we need to do the descending real fast. And reduce the speed to 200 or maybe 180 if needed. Okay, reduce the speed to 180. So my strategy over here is to control this little bit up. Now I'm going to settle around 8,000. If this is not enough, definitely I might need to increase up the vertical speed a little bit. And flaps 4, maybe 3. We can remove the speed. Let's set the aircraft for landing. Landing lights on. Cabin crew, be seated for landing. Auto brake max. Now we are slowly coming down, a little by little. Let's reduce to 6,000. And also let's reduce the speed to 150. And we further reduce the speed to maybe 140, and let's do flaps full. It will take a little bit to settle over here. When it comes to BIPOB, okay, BIPOB we should be at 5,400. And let's quickly increase the vertical speed to gap up with whatever the challenge over here. And by BIPOB we should be at 5,400, and let's increase rate of descent further a little bit. Let's be at 3,000 feet per minute for now. Bhairab, yeah. Let's go over here. We don't have to worry about anything for now. Now this will increase the speed. Now you can see the aircraft is stable. And landing config check. Let's quickly do the checklist. Approach. Barrow reference 1013. Check. Seat belts on. Minimum set. Auto brake medium. Engine mode selector normal and checked. Right now what remaining is the landing. Okay, now when it comes to 422, KT422, we should be come down a little bit, at least to 4,000. This is my rule of thumb over here.
2,500.
Check.
$2,500.
Check.
2,000.
2,000 check.
1,000.
Oh, I think we cannot see anything. Maybe we are hitting on a mountain, my gosh. Can't do anything.
1,000. 500.
Too low. Gear.
200.
Too low. Gear.
Retard.
My gosh.
Retard.
We hit on a mountain.
Retard.
Pull up.
Retard.
Pull up.
Retard.
Pull up.
Retard.
Pull up.
Retard. 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 Retard.
Pull up.
Retard. Retard.
We came little bit
Retard.
further. Unfortunately, we have crashed
Retard.
over here.
Retard.
Pull up.
80, 60, 30,
Too low. Gear.
40. Retard. 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 Retard.
I think we
Retard.
came down a little bit further.
Retard. 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 Retard.
My gosh.
Retard.
We crashed into a mountain. We couldn't protect the aircraft. It was very low. This very unfortunate situation, but what to do? We are in middle of somewhere. Oops, this is so unfortunate situation. We can't do anything about it. And now we can't do anything about it. What is happened is happened. Let's try to do this again. I think this is the first crash happened. I think the more or less plane came down little bit harsh way. Let's try to do this again. I think this is the first crash happened. I think the more or less plane came down little bit harsh way. Now there is nothing we can do. And for today we are going to disconnect. However, let's reconnect again another time. There is no point of trying it again today. This is so unappealing to me because I didn't expect this mountain coming up, but I think I descend little bit fast because and also the speed limits. For some reason I had to override. I think there is nothing to do. Let's connect again and let's do another flight to Kathmandu with more precision. I apologize for being so rude today. My aircraft has been crashed. I'm so unhappy on this. This is so unfortunate situation. So I'm not going to fly today, but let's fly again. And thank you for flying with us. We'll connect with you again in a future date. Okay, today is very unfortunate day for me, and I'm going to stop my stream just now. Nothing we can do about it, but let's fix it another time. Thank you very much. Until we meet again, have a great day. Thank you.